Hi guys, welcome to this short video about what you can do if you have connectivity issues, especially during the game Rocket League, but can happen also with other games. Here we have a lot of possible issues. Usually it starts with packet loss. Most people already experience this. And some also have latency variation, some have then even high latency, everything. So usually they are in this area. When we have server health, I mean, you usually can't do anything, and disconnected, yeah, it's total communication loss. But usually these things are problems where we can work on. A lot of people are struggling, and also me, and this is the question what you can do. I've been tracing down my lines back and forth couple of times, and I've been tried to detect where the problem is coming from. Sometimes the tools even said it's coming from the internet service provider, like down the road, and I have been calling them, and they said they sent a crew and they replaced a line. At least they said they did that. It was better for maybe one day, and then the problem came back exactly with these problems. And so what did I do? I mean, I've been struggling now for months and almost years with exactly this problem, and I finally solved the issue by switching from Wi-Fi to wired. I mean, not really wired, because here in this home where I live, there's no way I can wire my PC to the router. It would be across couple of rooms, and it's just not possible. And what I did was I bought one of these kits here. And yeah, I mean, they are pretty much the same or very similar. Couple of manufacturers. It's called Powerline. It has also some other names, but basically you can just search for Powerline or Powerline. It's the same. I'll put down the link into the description anyway, so you can just click on it and you get to this selection here. Basically, there are a couple of different specs and of course a different price. So what you do, you need a pair. I mean, you can buy technically two different pieces, but I highly recommend to buy a pair, so they have probably better communication. So you place one close to the sender, which is actually the router, and you place one close to your PC, and you plug it into normal power, and then you connect it with the Ethernet to one of these ports here. For example, for this one we get a nice drawing here. So here it is, you see two different rooms, and it will be saying you plug one here in this room, you plug one here, and then connect it with the equipment. So this one here you connect with your router, this one here you connect with your PC. And so we have then actually in between here there's some virtual wire. I mean, there's actual a wire. I mean, it's the power wire, and then during this time where we transmit data, there's not only power with 50 hertz over this line, there's a much higher frequency overlaid, and that's being used then to transmit the data. And they've been making a lot of progress in the last couple of years. I mean, I've been starting using that probably 10 or even 15 years ago. They were pretty slow, and they started increasing the speed. They went up to 600 and 1000, 1200. Now they have even 1500 or even 2000. I've seen that here. There's a 2000 here, but the problem is, I mean, it's actually representing the speed, which would mean 1000 or 2000 here, 2000 megabits or 2 gigabits. of course, but the problem is actually they never reach this speed. You have to think about, maybe they get, if you are lucky, if you're very lucky, you get maybe 10% out of it or something like that in real life. I mean, they get 2000 megabits in isolated conditions where they are very close, but you have to think about, there are a lot of equipment attached to the same power line, and they are causing a lot of interference. What I highly recommend is not to use any kind of power strips and extension cords. I mean, you can use them, but you have to make sure that you're not using really long ones, and power strips really are I mean, I'm here on a power strip as well, but you have to make sure that you connect it as close as possible to the original outlet, and otherwise you can be in problems. And there's even yeah, I've seen a lot of situations where we had no connection at all, but usually it works pretty good. You can even connect different stories of your home. Let's say you have the router in the first floor, then you have equipment in the second and third floor, whatsoever. You can connect, instead of pulling lines, Ethernet lines, you can use these adapters to connect. You can even buy more. I mean, you can buy 2 of these pairs, you have 4, then you can connect the whole family, and instead of using wireless, everybody can use Ethernet, and that's a huge advantage. Even they say, as a rule of thumb, the more of these devices you are using, the better the connection, because they assist each other. What we have also, we have sometimes options where they have power plugs built in. This is a really help, so you don't have to use then a power strip, and you can plug this in the original outlet, and whatever you had already here, you can plug it into this device, and it won't disturb the power, I mean the speed and quality of transmission. So that's it. I mean, I for myself got 100% rid of these problems. I have done this now about 1 week ago, and I haven't experienced any of these errors since then, and I can now play my games without any problems, and that's huge. And it's definitely it was worth to buy the thing here. By the way, the one I am using personally is this TP-Link AV1200. I have a lot of different TP-Links. I have some with 600 megabits, and they work together pretty well. You can even put encryption on it. That is highly recommended. I mean, I think it does it even as a standard, so you have the whole data encrypted over the power line. I mean, usually anyway, the power meter will block anything. The power meter on your home will limit and stop any data from leaving your home. As far as I know, this is designed that data will never leave your home, just until the power meter, and then usually that's the end. Yeah, here, I mean, that's not the latest edition, but it's a little bit cheaper, but it doesn't have these outlets. So maybe at the moment, when I see also the reviews, then for me it looks like this is one of the best options at the moment. It's not the most expensive, it's not the most cheap, it has good reviews, it has this outlet, it has 2 Ethernet adapters. So I'll put down the link also to this one directly into the description. And yeah, that's it for now. I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.